Hello, beautiful angels. Welcome back to another episode of Heart Space Atelier. My name is Henry. I'm so glad this episode found you today, whether you're new here or you have been here before. I hope you're having a wonderful, beautiful, cozy time. So this is a very special episode for me to record because this is officially the last episode of season 1. Did you think I was gonna quit? I will never quit. I will be 90 years old. You will still see me sitting here. I will not quit. But this is the end of an era. And for me, this era has meant so much to me. I have been uploading a podcast episode every single Thursday for the past almost 4 months now. I started uploading them December 2025 and it is April 26 now, and I have learned so much in this process because, for starters, I used to have a podcast before. It was like a million years ago. I think I released like 8 episodes or something. And it was kind of like an on and off thing. I would just do it when I felt like it. But this time, I am so devoted to this craft. I am so devoted to showing up every week. I am so devoted to speaking what is on my mind. And I'm so devoted to raising people's consciousness. And I know this sounds so cheesy, and I hate when people say that because it sounds so egoistic as well, especially like in a spiritual community when somebody's like, oh yeah, I'm doing God's work, whatever. But I think we're all somehow doing God's work, and it's not making anyone more or less special because we are all so incredibly special. So for me, what I've learned is that my work has deep value, and so does your work, and so does everybody's work. We are all special. But I have realized that doing something that fulfills you is going to inevitably change people's lives once you decide to share it. It is inevitably going to raise people's consciousness, and it is inevitably going to inspire and plant beautiful flower seeds in other people's brains. And I've seen this happen more times than I could have forecasted for me. And I know I do still have a very small community, but for me, this community means the world because I show up and I know that a lot more people than I imagined will consume the beauty that I show up for. And I'm just so grateful for that. So I just want to say thank you if you have been listening or commenting or, supporting or silently stalking on the side. Like, I appreciate you so, so much because it just feels so fulfilling. So that is why I also said when I'm 90, I will still be sitting here and I will still be speaking about all the stuff. So today's topic is about something that I have struggled with my entire life. And it is something that I have learned and gotten closer to fulfilling and learning throughout these past 4 months, which is consistency. I have talked about this before. Consistency is something that has not always been easy for me. Even as a child, I would start a coloring book, do maybe 3 pages, finish them, and then I would just abandon that book and get a new one immediately. Or I would not be able to stay in a school for too long because I had major issues. I had crazy anxiety, I had crazy social issues, and I was so anxious 100% of my school time, of my school career, if I'm being completely honest. Like the second I walked into school, it kind of went downhill. And I say this with, camera was shaking. I say this with so much love now because it showed me what I really need. It showed me what I really needed. And that is me sitting here today, 24 years old, learning how to be consistent with things in life. And I started learning that before this podcast. I feel like in your 20s, you truly learn things that are supposed to be a quote-unquote given for you, you know? And so many people expect you to be good at something that is a given, but it's not a given, because for so many of us, we need to learn things properly because we have never been taught how to be that, you know? And for me, it was consistent. Like, I grew up in pure chaos, no sign of consistency, no sign of anything consistent. And it really fucked my brain. And I needed to teach myself how to be consistent. And I want to yap about this with you guys today because maybe some of you are in the same boat, and maybe it's not consistency for you, but it is something else where other people expect you to already have it mastered because you're in your 20s, or it doesn't matter how old you are, but you still struggle with this thing. It could be anything. It could be social anxiety. It could be feeling guilty for not people-pleasing for once. You know, there's so many, how do you say, like neurotic things in our brains that are so chemically, deeply ingrained within our brains. It is just hard to get rid of. And today I want to talk about how we can master the hard things that are hard for us, but seem so easy for other people. Because I have friends in my circle that have been consistent their entire lives. They started something, they had to finish it. Which is also toxic, you know, if you're on the other side of it, you start something and then you need to finish it even though your soul is telling you deeply not to. That is also toxic. So we're going to talk about all of this today. And today I have a beautiful coffee here. A beautiful coffee, blonde espresso with oat milk and maple syrup. I'm gonna be sipping on this as we go. Now, the biggest mistake we can do as individuals is look at other people and decide in our silly little heads that they have their shit together. When we see a front of somebody that is perfect or nearly perfect, a perfectly polished front of themselves. So when we look at social media, for example, we look at their accounts and everything is beautiful, aesthetic, and chef's kiss and amazing. That is their front, you know, spiritual front. And you see that front and you look at it and it's like a door of a house, of a huge house. And we only see the front, we only see the walls, we see the door. And it is so beautiful, it's glittery, it is perfection. And we compare ourselves to that door. By the way, I don't like how my necklace is not symmetrical because okay, there we go. We make the mistake. We think that we're so smart as humans, but we do the dumbest shit, like comparing ourselves to that front. But behind that front is the inside of that house. There's a basement, there is a living room, kitchen, there is a bedroom, there's an attic, and there's a garden. Maybe there's even a garden house with hidden secrets, you know? All of that which we cannot see. Everybody has issues. And I don't say this with like a negative underlying tone. I say this with a reality check for you. Because, honey, everybody has issues. Everybody. Whether it's Sabrina Carpenter, pop star girly icon. We love her. We love her music. She looks so beautiful. She seems like she has a whole world put together. That's what I thought. Like, I saw one of her performances recently, not live, but like online. And I was like, oh my goodness, like she embodies this pop star energy so beautifully. But realistically, that pop stardom comes with so much heaviness as well. And so many issues behind the surface, you know? And, or like different things, like literally your therapist or a holistic healer or any type of healer or person you look up to. Or if you look up to me, I don't know. We all have issues. Okay? We all have issues. We are all twisted and fucked up in some way. And that is not a bad thing that makes us human. Unless it's like a really bad thing. Now, something that I have realized through doing this work and being consistently on social media more than ever before for the past 4 months, even though I've been at this for years, you know, and I used to be consistent in the past, but it was more of a free flow. But now I'm doing this full time. And I am so deeply set into it. And I realized something because it gave me a reality check of like, oh my goodness, people now perceive me that way. People think that I have all of my ducks in a row, all of my spiritual ducks in a row. People think that I have my shit together. People think that I live this incredible, abundant life and I'm just chilling, making necklaces, making TikToks and stuff. And I love that and I do that. You know, that is a reality. I love what I'm doing so much. Every single thing I do. I love doing my podcast. I love making my jewelry. By the way, my shop is open again. Finally, the necklaces are back. I love posting my Instagram and TikToks every day. I love all of that so much. And it is the most fulfilling thing I would say I have ever done, besides making music. I have realized that by showing everybody this glamorous, well put together side, which is ironic for me to say because I'm not put together, you know, like I didn't like get ready, put on some like proper outfit or like do my hair or whatever, you know, like I'm just showing up how I am, very cozy, but you know what I mean. And I just realized, oh my goodness, I see a lot of people on social media that I look up to where I'm like, oh my goodness, they lead such beautiful lives. And now people have started seeing me that way, which I also don't like. I don't want to sound egoistic about this. I'm not like, oh my goodness, I'm like the queen bee now or something. But it's just like an observation, you know? And I'm so grateful for that as well because that means I really do inspire people. And that is so beautiful. And I love that so much. But it gave me this reality check of knowing even more deeply that you will never be able to tell what is behind the facade. Because I show up here with all of my abundance, with all of my rainbow, sparkle, cherry blossom energy, and I talk about my life, I talk about newly gained insights and wisdom, and I try to inspire you and uplift you, but you have no idea how transformative these past few months have been for me, and with that came a lot of challenges as well. Challenges that I may not ever talk about, challenges that I still have to process, that I still do think about every day, that are still so hard for me. But life has gotten somehow easier because I wake up and immediately I feel a sense of excitement. I have never been somebody that was dreading getting out of bed in the morning because somehow I would always find something that I want to get up for. And some days it's only gonna be your coffee. You may wake up and be like, okay, the only thing I would actually go get out of bed for is your coffee. And that is okay. That is totally fine. As long as there's something that is out there for you to reach and get to get the fuck out of bed. But these days it has been even more easy for me because I wake up and I'm like, I want to create. I want to think about my podcast ideas. I want to think about what I'm gonna post on social media. Not because I'm like desperate to consume and to climb the wall, the social ladder or whatever. Although that is a part of that, it's inevitably going to become a part of that once you do social media full time. You will think about that. You will think about numbers. You will think about reach. You will think about growing. But for me, I'm so excited to post now because I'm like, ooh, who's post like is like who's going to be reached by my post? What posts of mine will find the people that they're meant to be found by? Is that in English? I don't know. So these things motivate me so much. Or thinking about, oh, I want to share this idea in my brain. How do I put this into a post? Like, these things are so sacred to me. Social media can be something so beautiful and sacred because for me, it's a sense of community, you know? Like, I log in and I see so many beautiful people. I connect with so many beautiful people and it's so much fun. It's so much fun. And this is something that I hold to my heart so deeply and dearly because I was never really somebody that had a really toxic relationship with social media. I always created more than I consumed. Like, overall, I think I really did. Like, I have been doing that. I definitely am more of a creator than a consumer. And I feel like that is what keeps my relationship with social media so sacred. So I don't see it as a thing of like, oh my gosh, social media addiction, doom scrolling. Oh my gosh, how do I get off? Like, for me, it's quite the opposite. It's like, oh, what can I create today? And social media can be so sacred. I've met lifelong friends over social media. How beautiful is that, you know? So if you're also struggling with social media, I think going cold turkey, like if you're literally like in the morning, first thing you wake up and you go on social media, you want to get rid of that, you know? Shift from being a consumer into being a creator. Because that heals something and that makes social media whimsical and fun again. And it definitely does heal something within you. Another beautiful thing I have realized through showing up every day, through sharing my work and my words, also I have to check if my computer is still on. Yes, it is. Okay. Is basically the fact that you will inevitably grow. You will grow with your craft and you will attract more people. Slow and steady wins the race. And I was just talking about this in a video recently. Slow and steady wins the race. You have to show up 10 minutes per day or 20 minutes. It doesn't matter. Even sometimes it's 5 minutes. Stay so deeply devoted to showing up to your craft, at least for a couple of minutes every single day. And you will inevitably grow. Inevitably. I swear to you, all you have to do is show up every day. I do not want you to burn out like a shooting star. I don't want you to overwork yourself for a couple of weeks and then you burn out and then you never touch that craft of yours again. That's bullshit. You need to stay devoted to a sacred plan of being like, okay, no matter how much I'm going to show up, I am going to be showing up every single day. And for me, I have been showing up every single day for the past 4 months now, whether it's posting my silly little TikToks or Instagram posts or podcasts, or it doesn't matter, making necklaces, you know? So much beauty exists now in my life, in my work, and everything I do because I stayed consistent and devoted to it. So I'm not asking you to burn out like a shooting star. I'm asking you to stay consistent. It is not that hard. Also, if you do something every single day for 5 minutes, for 365 days, you're so much more ahead than like 90% of the people who want to pursue that same thing. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the times people are so enthusiastic about something in the first initial weeks or days, and they do it every day for hours, and then they burn out and they never do it again. Don't do that. Don't do that. Time management, honey. Every single day, couple minutes, you're good to go, because that will inevitably lead you to growth and success with anything in life. You do not want to burn out like a shooting star. You do not want to burn out. Period. I'm so sick and tired of looking at people and seeing them just overwork themselves and burning out, because, honey, your passion should remain your passion. I don't believe in people saying like, oh my gosh, at some point you will lose your inspiration and it will never return. Like when you're a musician or artist or whatever. Honey, it's all up to you. You are in charge. If you want to keep your inspiration, you better make sure that you keep that inspiration and that you don't burn the fuck out. You know? And that is also one of the biggest struggles, I guess, for artists these days and record labels. They get overworked so much to a point where they have no choice but to lose inspiration for their craft, because they have no other choice. They're forced to do all this work, and that sucks. That's why I could never sign to a label. Also, something that I've learned is that motivation rarely ever comes first. Step 1, you have the initial idea for your craft, plan, inspiration. You feel deeply called to do this thing, to work for this thing, to become an artist, to share your craft, whatever it is. You feel so deeply called to do it, and you work your way towards it. Then step number 2, getting practical, preparing. You're still excited. You're still excited. You still have hope, and you're like, ooh, now it's getting serious. And then step number 3 comes. It's showtime, baby. All of a sudden, the motivation gets thrown out of the window, and you're like, oh my goodness, where did it go? Because your body is scared. Your body is scared to step in unclear waters. But guess what? Life's no fun through clear waters. And that is where the motivation leaves. And you realize, oh my gosh, did I even have motivation ever in the first place? Honey, motivation will come last. You cannot let motivation take the lead, because it is one of the most unstable emotions ever. Motivation cannot be something that is leading your life, because it is so unstable. It comes and goes. No matter what you do, it comes and goes. What is stable, though, is devotion. Devotion. Inspiration, she's a little more up in the air, like, ooh. She will come down when she's meant to come down. And she will fall into your hands when she's meant to fall into your hands. But devotion, she's there to stay. But you have to let her in, and you need to be devoted to Miss Devotion. She is running the show. She is calling the shots. And you should be devoted to her, Mrs. Devotion, and not Mr. Motivation, because he comes and goes. Sometimes he shows up, immediately runs out again, and you're like, oh my goodness. He's like I say this with all the love, but motivation is kind of like an absent father, unstable absent father. You never know what's gonna happen, when's he gonna come home next. Doesn't mean that you don't like him, but he's just like, he's always MIA on a lot of business travels, and when he comes home you get really excited, but also don't get too attached because you're gonna leave again, you know? Motivation, Mr. Motivation is kind of like that. Don't get attached to Mr. Motivation because he comes and goes. Mrs. Devotion, however, she has got you, but you have to let her in and you have to be devoted to her. For me, devotion runs the show. Sometimes when I film my episodes on Wednesday or Tuesdays, where I usually film them, I will feel not motivated at all. But then I'm like, wait, I can make this still fun. And I still want to show up because I'm just so devoted to the bigger picture. I'm so devoted long term because I know in a couple of years from now, maybe one or a couple or many people are going to be watching this exact episode right now and getting inspired off of it. You know, this is the magic of social media. Whatever you post, it's gonna stay forever if you want it to. Or if you don't want it to as well, sometimes, you know, if you're really famous. People are going to be finding my stuff in the future. And I get so excited about that because it means I can still show up so much more. And I want to build the thickest, most valuable catalog ever. So that when many people get attracted to my different channels of outlets on social media, I can already provide a beautiful catalog of things. This is also something a lot of people seem to forget, the power of a catalog. Build your catalog, make it thick, show up every single week, show up every 2 days or whatever you're doing, you know. Show up because when people find you in the future, which they will inevitably be finding you, you can provide them with a beautiful catalog of your craft. You know, if you're an independent artist, I would even go as far as to say, make as many songs as you want. Put them out, put all of them out, keep them coming, keep them coming. And inevitably, because if you stay devoted and consistent, inevitably people will find you. And then you will already have a beautiful, glamorous, vibrant catalog. I believe Queen Herbie was talking about this many moons ago. She's one of my favorite artists. She does like spiritual self-love rap. And I think she's so cool. And she was talking about this because she's an independent artist. And she just started putting out all these EPs every once in a while, but like very consistently and not too much time in between. Like she was just, or she is just putting music out when she feels like it. You know, like last month she put out an EP and boom, new song again, you know? And she was like, she said in an interview, if somebody gets attracted to your work or like invited into your world and they see that you have already like a full vibrant catalog of your work and art, that is so cool. That is so cool in my opinion, you know? And so I cannot stress this enough. Like if you have a issue with staying devoted to something, just remember that people are inevitably going to find you. And having a catalog is the best thing that you can provide. So keep going, keep going. Even if no one's watching right now, people will stalk your whole catalog at some point. So just keep going. Now, I do want to talk a bit about what I have planned for the future, because I know I left you guys with kind of like a cryptic note in the beginning of this episode of being like, oh, this is the last episode of season 1. And now you may be wondering, when is season 2 of Hot Space Atelier coming? Like, what's happening? What's going on? Personally, I don't even know myself too much. What I do know is that I want to level the fuck up. I love this cozy place. Like, I love sitting down on my couch cushion and just sitting on the ground and talking to you guys. I love all of this. I love the casual vibe, but I feel like for season 2, I want to do things a bit differently. I want to be more professional. I want the quality to be better. I want it to be more organized, but I also want to keep this charm of coziness because that is what I enjoy the most. I love podcasts the most that are casual and cozy, like mine, where I'm just sitting down, and it's kind of like being on a long phone call with your best friend. I love that so much. So I want to tell you guys more stories about my personal life and just take you along my journey and talk about like what I've been doing, what I've been up to, like, weekly check-ins or like monthly favorites or experiences, just make it more personal, because that is something that I was really scared of before in the past, but I feel like the ice is breaking and I'm no longer scared because, as I said, I've met so many beautiful people through this work. So I feel so held in love and I just want to share more. So let me know what you guys would like to hear from me and I will consider it with lots of love. So I definitely wanted to remain cozy and become even more cozy and personal, but also professional. I wanted to be beautifully, like, more planned out, but also keep a sense of like flow and surrender and trust, because I never take notes for my episodes. I'm just channeling, guys. Like, I never sit down before I record my episodes and like make like a list of bullet points or like what to say. Like, I'm going with the flow. So I want to keep that energy because that's what I resonate with the most. But things are inevitably going to be changing. I want a different setup. I want a different vibe. I want a different, like, I just want to up my game because I feel like I have so much more potential within me that it's time to flow out. It's time to flow out. And also I've been thinking about making vlogs, but I'm not too sure yet. We're gonna have to see if that is part of the next season of this podcast. But yeah, this is where I am. I cannot believe that season 1 is coming to a close now. And if you would like to, kind of keep yourself busy and entertained within the next few weeks, because I am going to be taking a break for at least 2 weeks, I would say, before season 2 starts, okay? I don't think it will be any longer, but 2 weeks. I will keep updating you guys on Instagram at henrywrose. But if you want to keep yourself entertained with my voice, then you can just go ahead and stream all the other episodes, especially the last one I was talking about my crackhead crush from when I was 17 years old. And just anything, watch the first episode, see how I've evolved, because the first episode was definitely a bit different, but also same, but different, if you know what I mean. So, just go ahead and stream it. And yes, if you would like to get your hands on this beautiful alchemized magical necklaces that I make, go to henrywrose.com. It is where I sell my beautiful handcrafted, alchemized, magical, beautiful, powerful, fantastical necklaces. Okay? I love them so much. I'm so excited that my shop is open again. It hasn't been for the last 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks, I think. So I'm just so glad that I'm back with it today. Like, literally today, I reopened it and I restocked. So we have necklaces for every other energy, like speaking your truth, or like attracting more love, attracting more money, or attracting more whimsy and fun, or staying protected energetically. Like, I make intentional jewelry that kind of gives you the energy that you're looking for. So just check that out. And also, if you would like to book a tarot reading with me, it is also on my website at trollcharms.com under the Mystic Services section. I sell pre-recorded energy readings, tarot energy readings. So if you would like to have an answer to certain questions of yours, feel free to check that out. And yes, follow me on Instagram at henrywrose. I post every day. I post diary entries from time to time. And yeah. Anyway, I love you guys so much. I'll see you in 2 weeks when season 2 comes around. I still may be uploading a YouTube video next week though. It may be a tarot reading or vlog. I'm not sure yet, but I'm definitely I will be showing up. I cannot not show up, I think. We're gonna have to find out. Or maybe I'll just recharge. Who knows? I've stayed consistent. I've done my work. I'm allowing myself to do whatever the fuck I want for the next 2 weeks. And that is the beautiful gift and reward I get for staying consistent. And that you can get too, if you stay consistent too. Anyway, I love you guys so much, and I will see you in season 2 of Heart Space Atelier. Bye bye.